Welcome everybody to the PAICE user guide. We're going to cover how to use the PAICE tool. What you do when you open this on the computers on workshop day is to come across to over here and just click full screen mode. What that will do is that will hide the bars. You don't need to use them, and it will give you more view of the data that you're inputting. The key to understanding the PAICE tool and how to use it is in the color codings that come through in the tool. The black boxes suggest that there is a heading, while the orange boxes are a section break, and the blue boxes are the question posed. As an example, if we go into our first module, what we can see here is that we have our heading in black, where we're defining the production system. We have our subheadings in geographical scope, calculation of cropping area or key cropping activities, and then we have our questions posed in the blue. White simply means that the text has already been added or has been calculated, and where there are rankings or other things, we will see a color coding. One of the most important aspects as facilitators when you're guiding groups through this tool is what we see in a yellow box with red text with these parentheses. As an example, what we have here is an empty sheet that's just starting. What we can see here is that we have a yellow box with red text and the greater than and less than arrows. So that means that the tool is requiring some information, and you'll usually see in the top corner where it will say something along the lines of please complete all of the above inputs with these marks to progress. So wherever you see a yellow box, it means the tool is requiring data. Once you complete that, it will release a new box to enter data in this case, asking for the region, so on and so forth. This is how you will go through and enter data into the tool. Once the data has been inputted, it will change to a different color. Light orange is the numerical entry, and light yellow is the text entry. So we can see as an example here, where there's text, it is light yellow. Where there are numbers, it is light orange. So this is the differentiation between the types of inputs that the tool is taking. In terms of how the tool comes together, you'll see in the top left corner, in most modules that require guidance, there will be a blue box. Now that blue box, when you click it, will link to a training video. Likewise, on the right-hand side, usually at the top, there is a light green box. These are hyperlinks that allow you to progress through the tool by clicking them. Key things for the facilitators also to know is on the first page, the C page, here you can select language. So the tool has some translations at the moment in Vietnamese, in Khmer, and in Spanish and in English. So if you were to click to a different language, then the tool will then transfer into that language. The modules that the tool uses, we're split across 4 different modules. There is the first module, which is module S, and that is S is standing for system or system characterization. This is where you're telling the tool about the system that you wish to evaluate. The second module is the P module, P standing for production constraints. This is where we're evaluating the different constraints to production within a system. The third module is the C module, and this relates C for climate challenges, where we evaluate the key climate challenges for a particular location. And the fourth module is the A module, and A stands for adaptation. And this is where we are looking at the adaptations and their benefit within the system that you've outlined within the first 3 modules. And it's important to note that the S, the P, and the C modules are all pre-populated prior to the workshop. The other thing to note is the color codings on the different tabs. So you will see that there are common colors used across the light orange is the introduction page. So each time you see a light orange with a squiggle before the letter, that means that it is the introduction page to the module. Following that, there is the letter and then a minus. So in the case of the S module, S minus, which is where we're defining the production system. Likewise, with the other modules, where the P minus and C minus define the different challenges in a system, and that's purple. We then have the blue colored tabs, and they are the key inputs for that module. In this case, defining the different elements of the system, productions, the different challenges, and then the different adaptations. And then we have the green tabs, which are the printable results. So the important thing when you're on these tabs is, if you're there, all of the margins have been set up. You simply press Control P. You will come in to an output where you can see that everything is there, and just print to PDF, or if you have a printer connected, and then you would just print and it will save, and then you can email these reports. So they're available for all of the different options, and also a summary of the pre-population, which is the PF there, and then the results that come from the adaptations and full workshop results. So each of those have their margins set up so that they're printable and ready to go. We also then have the S modules, which are red, and they're calculation modules. So you can see how the tool has generated the results that you're seeing in the green colored tabs. You'll also see some yellow tabs as you go, and they're standalone, they're outside of modules. So in this case, you're setting up some filtering, or in the case of W, you're setting up the workshop participants. This is the key understanding of what tabs do what. So usually you would click through on the top right-hand green boxes, but if not, if you want to go backtrack or anything like that, then you can just press the tab that you would like. Some key things that you really should remember as facilitators, there are two things. The first one is that backtracking can be problematic between modules. So for instance, in the first module, you're asked to set out the key crops. So in this example, they've put 9 crops in, and then they've filled the details for all of these 9 crops. Now, if you were to add a 10th crop here, that would not be a problem, because if you had not gone to the next module, because it will just appear over here. However, once you progress into the next module, particularly after the filter, if you change data or anything like that, it means that all the data following that will need to be rechecked and evaluated. So it's really important when you finish a module to go to the results page, you see them in the green tab, make sure you're happy with what's there. Is anything completely wrong? And fix it before you move to the next module. If you have to change something at a later date, you'll need to check all the data that follows any tab where you've put that new data in. And the second one is the cut function. The tool currently does not work well with cut and paste. That's because the formula is linked to particular cells, and when you cut and paste, the formula follows. So we really recommend do not use the cut function. You can use the copy and paste function, that's fine, but do not use the cut and paste function, because most likely you will cause the tool to crash. So this is the overview of how you use the PAICE tool.